What's up, creators? Welcome back to the channel. This video is titled, I went to medical school so you don't have to. So again, my name is Ivan. I'm a third year medical student here on the East Coast, and I have a few lessons to tell you, a few things that, a few pieces of information, let's say, that can help you if you're on the fence, if you're deciding, should I go to medical school, should I not go, should I go to nursing school, law school, if you want to go to some secondary education, this video is for you. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is I want to break down medical school into stages, right? First year is you spend time in the classroom, right? So you don't know anything about the human body, you're sweating, you're trying to learn the human body, right? The cells, how the organs work, what drugs are, things like that, the simplicities. Second year is the same thing, but you kind of like have a better understanding, a better foundation. And then third year is where the action starts. Third year is game time. So third year you start in the hospital and you're the lowest on the team. So we're going to talk about the lessons you can expect to learn in medical school, and you'll also realize why it may be worth your while. The biggest thing I learned in medical school that people never told me is that the hospital is almost like a microcosm. Microcosm meaning like if you take society and you shrink it down and just put people into place, the hospital represents like society as a whole. You see young kids born, just crying. You see teenagers, you see middle schoolers, high schoolers, you see older people, you see the elderly, you see middle-aged adults. People come in, they're sick. People come in, they just had a baby. People come in, they just need a surgery. People come in, they may need like a little bit of lip filler, a little bit of Botox. So people come in for different variant reasons, right? But it's just a bunch of people. So you actually learn the importance of learning how to deal with people. You see some of the most interesting people, right? You see people from all walks of life with all kind of like thought processes. So they say like chew the meat and spit out the bones. So you take from people, you take certain attributes, and then you leave some attributes. But medical school and the hospital teaches you that just life is just a bunch of people in a room. And the best way to win at life is to learn how to deal with people. You deal with some interesting personality types. Oh my goodness. Let's just take a medical school class, right? You have 200 to let's say 300 people from everywhere in the nation. People from Alaska, north, south, people from California, people from Texas, New Mexico, New York, and then there's some overseas people, right? They come in, these people are high achievers. And you put them in a room, and most people take the mindset of, I'm gonna do my best to be the top of my class. I'm gonna use this training to become, let's say you wanna be a surgeon or an interventional radiologist. That was my thinking, but I also realized that, wow, this is like a learning tool, right? I'm in a place with all these different people and personality types. Like if I just observe, I can really learn a ton about life and how life works. And that's what I'm interested in. The first thing you learn in medical school is people, right? Life is just people in a room, and if you can learn how to deal with people, you can win. The second thing is, man, the importance of knowledge, right? The craziest thing you see is most people have a human body, but they don't know how to use it. It's like having a car and not knowing how the engine works, right? You don't know how your heart works. You don't know what to eat to make your heart work better. You don't know how your blood vessels work. You don't know how your brain works. So you eat food, you feel tired, you think it's just chance. Medical school teaches you that, and that was kind of my reason for going to medicine. I wanted to like understand myself better. So the second thing after learning people is learning about yourself, right? And the third thing is just challenges, right? Like you deal with different challenges. Most challenges are interpersonal, meaning you have a little bit of conflict with you and somebody else, or you have a conflict with you in the exam. These exams are tough, right? So a lot of challenges, and like, if you have a good mindset towards challenges, you can really use it to better yourself. The last thing is people always ask about, man, is medical school that hard? Or is it impossible? There's always like the outsiders, right? Before you do a thing, you always think that it's 10 times harder than it actually is. Medical school is not that hard, but you actually do need a good strategy. So if you're someone that's coming in, you're about to start your first year, or you're already in medical school, or you're in law school, it doesn't really matter. I think that your best bet is to find a mentor. So find someone with traits that you like, right? Someone with admirable traits. Find someone that's actually managing the stuff successfully. Ask them for your help, right? Because when you have a mentor, you can distill 3 years of knowledge in like 30 minutes. They can give you all the secrets. So find a mentor. Secondly, figure out your strategy. Like after every exam, or after every conversation, or every interaction, like go home and write down, like reflection is the name of the game. If you can reflect, you can improve 10x. So those are the insights that most people won't tell you in medical school. The third thing, I've said the last thing 1,000 times, but another thing I learned is, man, at least for me, medicine isn't as glamorous as it seems before you go into it, right? You think that a doctor walks in, saves the day, leaves, bam, gets in his Mercedes or his Corvette. That's not the case for a lot of people, right? There's a lot of stress mismanagement, meaning people don't really know how to deal with their stress. A lot of people let the pressures of the job kind of eat them alive. So that's a reality that most people won't tell you. There's also the debt thing, right? Like the student loans. A lot of people go in and they have to take student loans because during that time they don't work, or they can't work, let's just say, because they have to study so much. But if you're someone that really learns to master your strategy, right? Within that first year, you master your strategy, you learn how to learn. And that was my biggest thing. I had to learn how to learn. I had to go outside and find people across the nation, across the country even, to help me learn how to learn. If you can learn how to learn, you steal back your time. And once you steal back your time, you can actually, chase passions. If you want to start a business, if you want to travel, if you want to cook, if you want to, whatever you want to do, get into a new sport, play rugby, play soccer, do martial arts. Like, you can do that if you learn how to learn and you steal back your time. So back to the student loans thing. So a lot of people going into medicine take on a lot of student loans because the trick is the government will say, hey, we're going to give you $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 in student loans, right? And you get that money and they say, oh, when you become a doctor, you can pay it off. That's the trap. That's the trap no one tells you. And I want to tell you guys today, whoever at home is listening, the student loan trap. When you go to medical school, if you take out student loans, know that you have to pay that back. And the minute you graduate, the loans start incurring. The government wants their money back. They're looking at the clock. They want their money. Your best bet is, if you do have to take out student loans, don't take out more than you need. But even better than that is to ask for scholarships. Like, when I applied to all these different schools, I came in and I tried to negotiate, because a lot of these schools have the money to give you scholarships. So that's one thing I would do if I was in your position trying to get into the medical school, or even if you're already in medical school, always apply for scholarships. And if that doesn't work, make some money. Yes, I said it, make some money, start a business, take whatever skill set you have. If you went through college and you somehow got into medical school, create a course, create a website, create a course, use your Instagram or whatever, your social media, to create a community of people that are interested in this knowledge. Get them to your website, create an email newsletter. From your email newsletter, create a product that will serve them, the product that you wish you had in college. So create a course for someone behind you, and then monetize, make some money. Because you have to get into the skill set of making money. You can't just wait until medical school's over and then you become a physician and then you rely on the hospital for money. You have to make money. So that's something that I wish everyone told me. Like, everyone says, oh, you're gonna be rich as a doctor. Like, you can't really plan for 4 years down the line, or even 2 years, or even tomorrow. You can't plan. So if you're in full health today, or if you have your wits to you, if you have some time, figure out a way to monetize, figure out a way to earn for yourself. And there's like a how do you say it? There's like there's almost like an honor in creating something for yourself and being able to eat, without having to use the government, the loans, whatever you can. So know that it's possible. It's possible to make money in medical school, right? I'm someone that is a living testament. Now, I'm not making crazy money, no, but you can make money to eat. You can at least buy a muffin and a bagel and buy some deodorant, right? So make money as best as you can. Yeah, so be wary. So again, let's just summarize that point. Be wary of student loans, right? Apply for scholarships. So try to get scholarships before you even look for student loans. If you can't get scholarships, look for a way to monetize your skill set, your current skill set. You may be good at cutting hair. You may be an influencer, okay? You may be someone that creates a course, or you maybe just do something. You may do like consulting. You may do tutoring. You may be someone that can be a middleman. So let's say there's someone that's looking for shoes, right? Shoes from China, and let's say you have a friend that lives in China that speaks the language, and he can connect them. You can be a middleman. You can connect the person looking for shoes with your friend living in China, and they can give you a portion of the profit. But there's so many ways to make money. So don't let medicine stop you from making money. Don't wait until you graduate to make money. I'm sure that's going to be something that will really serve you. So now let's get into like some realizations I had this week, right, in medicine. So the greatest thing about medicine is, like, every day you deal with people. So within this first 2 weeks or 3 weeks of January, I probably talked to 6,000 people. So if you're aware, if you're watching, you learn a ton of things. The biggest thing I learned was to see for myself. What does that mean? Whenever we talk about diets and we talk about lifestyle, we talk about sleep, we talk about study habits, we always have this these these strategies purported in the media, right? They say, oh, you need 8 hours of sleep. You need to drink a cup of coffee a day. You need to have your vegetables. You need to have your fruits. Like, and most people just follow this advice blindly. I'm here to tell you that you should do your experiments on yourself. You should see for yourself. Why not? Right? You should go there and like, I'm someone that I tried the coffee thing. I can't do it. It doesn't work for me. My friends try coffees. For me, I can't do that. No way. Right? So you have to see what works for you. Sleep, like most people may need 8 hours. I can't do 8 hours. 8 hours is too much. Right? Sometimes I need 4 hours. Sometimes I need 6 hours. It really varies, but I know my body. So you have to know yourself. And the only way you know yourself is by doing experiments, trial and error. If you want to figure out the best way to study for an exam, don't spend your hours on Google researching. Like, try a method. At the end of the day, reflect on it, see what went well, and then see what went wrong, and then change that process, and then tailor, tweak it the next day. So see for yourself, do experiments on yourself. The other thing I realized is like, man, ask and you shall receive. This is actually like a biblical term, right? They say this in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. And as a young pup coming in, as a young kid, I really never understood this, right? What does it mean to ask and you shall receive? Well, here's what it means. And I'll tell it to you through this story. I had this kid today hit me up on Instagram. He was like, man, how do you manage your time in medical school? And I just found myself telling him everything I've learned in 3 years because he asked. I've never had someone ask me. I had all this information in my head, but no one asked me. So ask and you shall receive. Like, sometimes you could have a question that someone could answer and it could save you 2 or 3 months of time researching, right? But you have to sulk the ego, remove the ego, and ask. So that's something you should know. Ask and you shall receive. Man, let's see if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. Yeah, I mean, this video was kind of more about medicine. This is like a fresh take. This video is going to be unedited. So if you like what you heard, if you found it helpful, if you think that you'll use some of this advice, just use it, right? And hopefully you can like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll come in every week with like insights and realizations that I had for the week. That's it for me, guys. Yvonne out.